telling you killed your own wife when I'm the one who have to lay in bed every night by myself looking over and she's not there, you know? So
doesn't get any more painful than that.
Yeah. So, you know, I don't like to talk about that.
But I'm saying with a body like yours, I mean, we got to get back in the saddle.
So
at some
anyways,
point.
what gave me closure is...
Go ahead. The fourth dream.
The fourth dream. No, the third dream. She comes. She actually comes into my dream, and she holds the baby, and she says, "You know what?" She says, "I love you, and just take care of our baby." And I said, I cut her off and said, "Baby, I'm so sorry. I tried to come to your funeral, but your family." And she cut me off, and she says, "Don't worry about that. I know my family's done you wrong, and they're doing you wrong, but don't worry, because from now on, I will always be in heaven watching over you." And she handed me the baby, and she gave me a kiss, and she said, "I love you, T."
So the baby that's inside, you're talking about when you got pregnant with the, from the artificial insemination?
No, just in the dream, because we had the talks about that. That's
okay.
why afterwards.
That's why you said, I'm going to go get pregnant.
Right, because, you know, she just handed me the baby.
What about reports that you were pregnant already? Like people were saying that...
No, because before that, her and I were still together, and I wanted to give... It was Christmas,
right.
And I wanted to give my brother a present because him and his wife couldn't have a child, so I was going to be a surrogate mother for them. And so people get words twisted around all the time. So they're like, she said she was pregnant in December, but now she's not. And so they don't get their stories straight. So
you went to the clinic, the artificial insemination clinic. Mm-hmm. And how do you pick the sperm? Do you have to, because you probably wanted some good-looking dude who's brainiac, right?
It was crazy because I thought, like,
how do you pick the sperm?
How do you pick? Yeah.
How do you pick the sperm?
They have pictures.
Of the guys?
They have pictures and a video of them talking about, and they had a whole list of their family health.
Credentials academically?
All the way up to the grandparents and everything.
No kidding.
Yep.
Oh, I thought that was all anonymous.
No.
Who'd you pick? You pick a white guy or like an Asian guy? What'd you pick?
He was, I made sure he was healthy and his family was healthy.
All right. Good-looking guy.
He was Polynesian, Italian, and English, London, French.
And like a genius?
And and I looked at his face matching with mine, and I watched a video to see his personality.
Right.
To see how my child would be.
And it worked right away? They gave you one shot and blam, you were pregnant.
It's just weird because I couldn't believe I was doing this. I was still going through.
I think you were in shock because what the hell are you going to do with a kid? I mean, you're single.
No, I'm telling you right now. I just now am not getting over her because she'll always be in my heart. That's why I don't like to talk about it. But the fact of me being able to move on, her giving me the blessing to move on, I realize now, like, okay, and that's why it didn't work out because I realized God said, Tila, I know you made this promise to her, but I took her. Because I need her for something. I need you to be here to do something else. You shouldn't be doing this. You know? But I was going through post-traumatic stress still.
Sure. So how many months were you pregnant before you had the miscarriage?
Not that long.
Like 2 months?
Yeah, not that long. But it was weird because I was actually
in a way, maybe it's a blessing. Because what the hell would you have done with a baby?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But then after that, that's when I made amends, and I realized God did this for a reason. Everything happens for a reason.
Right.
I had those dreams, and the fourth dream, she was no longer her. Because, you get a few times to come and say goodbye, and then you become the spiritual. And in that dream, I was laying in this big grass field, and there's this massive shooting stars across the sky, and it was her. But she was no longer in human form. She was already gone, really past. And there's this whisper that says, make a wish. And I knew it was her.
So let me ask you a question.
Okay.
As moving as that is, are you back in the saddle now sexually? Are you linked up with anybody?
Yes,
you are?
Yes.
Girl or a dude?
Guys are so retarded.
Thank you.
I guess it's a girl.
I've been telling girls that. I've been telling girls that forever. I go, most guys are really retarded. You should be with me.
You're the only one who's not.
This guy's so
That's
dumb.
right.
I recently, this just happened, yesterday. I just met this guy, 2-3 weeks ago.
Right.
And, you know, I'm not looking for a relationship with him. I'm really busy and whatever. So
he gave you the sausage.
And it's been a while because, you know, after the whole thing, I hadn't had sausage for a while or anything, you know. So finally, you know, this guy comes along and then
what's he do?
He turns out to be this K-Fed kind of like, you know, and
good-looking guy who
whatever. So I find out he wants to marry me and wants to have my baby, and of course, you know,
it's a little soon for that, isn't it?
Right, but then I'm not that dumb. So then I'm like, you know what, whatever. And then I find out, well, what do you know? He's cheating on me with 4 girls while I'm taking him on shopping sprees.
No kidding.
You get to fuck Tila Tequila. You know, you get to make love to me, and you're living in my house, and you're broke, and you don't have a job. You're about to go to jail, and I'm about to help you. I got
at least respect you enough to not fuck other girls behind your back. You got a good deal.
At least you hit a pot of gold here. Right. Why would you go from 5-star to Motel 6 with these nasty bitches?
So you confronted him?
No. So he was actually supposed to come out here with us.
Yeah.
But then I found out, and once again, God did this. And he is so scary. I canceled the flight, right? And then me and my...
Did he dress as Hitler? Because I might know this guy.
No, listen.
All right, go ahead.
He and my entourage, me and my stylist, my assistant were sitting there. And then my assistant comes and goes, he's over there, sitting over there. I'm like, what? Are you serious? So I walked over there, and he's asleep like this. And I had all these rings on my fingers. And I smacked him in the face really hard. And I said, what the fuck are you doing on this plane? And I said, you know what? Hold on one second. So I go out to the flight attendants. I said, excuse me, but there's this crazy stalker con artist. I don't know how he got on this plane because I had already canceled his ticket. So,
oh my God.
I canceled his ticket.
Trouble follows you. You have drama every day, don't you?
I know, and people think that I'm doing it for attention.
But that's probably good while you're on reality TV. Look at the fucking drama you attract.
So listen. So after that, they're like, oh my gosh. Okay, so, and then I tell them, and I started screaming, and I said, look, the minute we land, there's going to be police ready there to arrest you the minute we land, okay? So everybody on the plane was listening, and when I get feisty, I don't care. I just turned it to somebody else.
So did the
guy
I
made an announcement, and I said, everybody, I'm sorry, but this man right here is a con artist. He is a drug dealer. He is about to go to jail, and he conned his way on this plane, so please be careful with this guy right here. And people actually was tweeting about it.
Right.
They're like, oh my God, Tila Tequila is going crazy on this plane, slapping a guy and telling everybody that he's going to be arrested. God save us.
Wow.
And then later on they're tweeting it like, okay, Tila Tequila is sleeping now. All is well for now. And I was like,
baby, you attract a lot of attention.
I don't.
I'd get off the plane if I was that guy.
You can't get off at that point.
No, he ran.
By the way,
off.
I just want you to know, so you can rest easier. Fafafui, Gary, has an article that says Casey's dogs are alive and well. I don't know if the article knows what you know.
Where's the video?
I don't know.
I would like to see a video. I know TMZ posted that, and their
right, Gary? You got the article? What does it say? The dogs are okay?
Has anybody seen the dogs?
I would like to see a video of them.
Zoe and Elvis are alive and well. They've been given clean bills of health by a veterinarian.
That's old.
Yeah?
That was the report on TMZ.